Hello everyone, my name is Enzo Macarone and this is Pop Culture. So these are the things I bought this January. First I'm going to start with comics because this month, I don't know why, I had the impulse to buy comics after a very long time. I was walking with my girlfriend and I saw that there was a section with very cheap comics, so I just couldn't resist. I found very cheap comics in a store, a bookshop, where I had bought this one before that I have read. It was like a 6.5, let's say, not very good. Entertaining in some parts, but the story was a little bit choppy, very strange, so wasn't that good. I bought 4 in total, and in total it was 600 pesos. 300, 600. As you can see, they are not thin, they are very thick. And they are auto-conclusive, so we have the full story in just one number, as you can see. So I bought this one because I like the caricature style of drawing. I don't know what it is about. Looks like some action story. So reading the description, it's about everything related to this beautiful car, a Camaro 68, and it's road stories. So I'm gonna check it out. This is the style of drawing. It's black and white, very comic, using different shades of white and black. Then I bought this one because I thought the cover was very interesting, from Richard Matheson. So it's an adaptation of Ian Eglinton from a book of Richard Matheson, who wrote also I Am Legend and The Incredible Shrinking Man. So this could be very interesting. It is also black and white, but with a different style of drawing. Then I bought this one, who is called Matador, or The Killer, from Grayson and Steel Freeze, because it reminded me of Hitman. Here it has something to do with police. Both writer and drawer worked on Batman, so I hope to read a very interesting police story. This one is colored, very simple coloring, but it comes in color, so something different. After reading a lot in black or white. And I also bought this one that is called Industrial Gothic. Looks a little bit science fiction, about 2 men who escape a prison and go to the outside world. Very interesting. I like also the work they have done with the coloring, because the style is very different, very unique. But finally, I'm going to show you something that I'm very happy about. It's a very caricaturesque comic. It's a very simple style of drawing, but what is the most important part of this comic that is legendary here in Argentina, because it was made by one of the greatest comic and also book writers of all our history. It is one of the best, with Cortázar and Jorge Luis Borges. His name is Fontana Rosa, and he wrote many classics here, a lot of books related to football. He made a character that was a gaucho called Inodoro Pereira, and his second most famous character is this hitman, this blonde hitman that comes from the USA, I think, and he's all about dark humor. Very, very dark, crude humor. He's violent, he's a psychopath, he doesn't have any emotions, he's misogynistic, racist, everything. It is called Boogie. Boogie the Oily. That would mean Boogie el Aceitoso, like he has a lot of oil, something like that. So I bought 3 numbers for 1,000 pesos. It was very, very cheap. Number 1, number 2, this is the design of the Hitman, and finally number 3, he is in the front now. So very dark, very crude humor. It's not for everyone. A lot of people will get very, very offended with this comic book story. Nowadays, I don't know if he could manage to write this in this time. Maybe he would be cancelled, he would be censored, I don't know. But nothing that the character does is trying to be justified, or the author is never saying that this is what you should do. He is just making fun of how cold-blooded he is. He is funny because he is a shitty person, not because he is a good guy. So if you like dark humor, you should read Boogie the Oily or Boogie el Aceitoso. So those were the comics, many from the USA, 3 numbers from an Argentinian author, one of the greatest. And now let's talk about Japanese. I wanted to continue with this story because I'm very trapped in it, very entertaining. It has a lot of action, it has a lot of romance, comedy, and a lot of gory situations. The style of drawing, it's insane, the amount of detail, the composition, and I'm loving these 2 covers. You have this one, very beautiful design and coloring. Then you have this one that uses black and white, it's very shiny. And you also have beautiful pages in color. Look at that. What a good coloring, so retro, so 80s style. Then I bought something that I really love. It is one of the first series that I saw when I was a kid. It is Evangelion. I saw the anime. Then I read, I wanted to know all the endings, the possible endings, so I read the manga too. And I really liked the ending of the manga, so I bought number 14, the last one, the last tankobon, and then I'm going to buy number 13, 12, up to the point where the story changes, because I can't remember when the story derives from what you can see in the anime. The anime goes one way and the manga goes in another direction, totally different. But apparently nowadays with the new movie it looks like Hideaki Anno will include some elements from this manga, so maybe it's going to be canon or a little bit canon now with the anime. I know that he is trying to mend something that happened with the fans not understanding the meaning of the original series. I'm going to talk about it maybe in a video if you want. That he wanted to transmit a message, he wanted to do something with the story, and the fans understood something totally different, so maybe I can talk about it. But I really like this ending. I think it's one of the I don't want to spoil anything, but to me it's one of the greatest one, and I want to read it again. I want to have it, but since I don't remember when the story changes, I have to buy it from 14, 13, 12, and then I'm going to read it all over again. Then I bought this one in Bariloche on my holidays because this story has caught me. I'm so invested in the characters. I really want to know how this is going to end. This looks amazing. I really enjoy the mixture between comedy, drama, very heartwarming, cheerful situations, and also very tragic moments, very dramatic moments, very sad moments. How it talks about life, about how we grow up. Maybe I will do a video talking about my first impressions of this manga. I already read this. I read number 1. So the first 2 tankobons, maybe I'm going to talk about my first impressions. But what can I say? Inyo Asano, perfect mixture between comedy and drama, a mixture between very realistic, detailed drawings with characters that are very likable, and as you can see, a main character that is a chicken. So a very strange way to tell his stories. He's very original, and that's the thing that I like. And this is, I haven't bought this one. My girlfriend borrowed it. She also borrowed number 1 to me, so I'm gonna keep reading this one because I really enjoyed number 1. So I think this story is very interesting. I really like the drawings and the art. So that was all for January. Then in February I'm going to upload the new things that I have bought. So thank you very much for watching this video. Tell me in the comments if you want me to talk about a specific series. See you in the next video. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Goodbye.